family expectation and supervision. If parent-child relationships and routine of family life lay the foundation for the curriculum of the home, then Part 3, Family Expectations and Supervision, provide the measure for how strong that foundation is. The practices included in Part 1, Parent-Child Relationships, and Part 2, Routines of Family Life, may seem somewhat idealistic and a bit too perfect. Well, that's because they are. We certainly understand that families encounter their share of bumps in the road and that implementing all of these practices all of the time will be tough. But success is tough, isn't it? These practices describe the kind of home environment that has proven to help children thrive in school. When we start making excuses as to why they can't be done, we've put up a major roadblock for children and their learning. Here is the bottom line for Part 3. Children value what their parents value. They pay attention to where their parents place their priorities. When a parent does their best regardless of the task, honors punctuality, and makes time for family togetherness, even if the ballgame is on, what message does that send to the child? When a parent encourages the correct use of language, makes connections to language and different sources of media, and provides lots of opportunities for the children to practice and expand their language skills, they are forming a critical readiness for the language-rich environment of school. Want to see? Let's take a look.
We read all the time because my dad tells me to read. So we will read, my mom and me will read together every night, sometimes every night. And we're like, now you know this word, so try to do your best at school.
Clearly her parents are on the right track. They make time for reading and language connections, and they are teaching the value of learning by making that time at home to read together. Do you have families like this at your school? Let's continue to look at ways to help develop more. When parents place parameters around the use of computer games, the internet, and television in support of activities like reading, creativity, and social interactions, children learn the importance of balance and prioritization. And when parents stay in close contact with their child's teacher, are up to speed on their children's progress in school and their personal growth, children get the message that home and school are working together for their success. They get the message that the decisions being made about their learning are informed and in their best interest. They get the message that expectations are high and parameters a bit strict because the home and the school care, and have every bit of confidence in the child's ability to succeed. Let's drop in on a parent-to-parent sharing session where they're discussing this very point.
I think we need to set the standard, and that's the problem, because I believe that our children ought to draw for who we are. Right. And so therefore we set the standards. What they become is what we have instilled on the inside of them. And so if we instill inside them respect and responsibility, we have a standard that, they can't go under of it. It's just like when we were coming up, we had a certain grade that we had to make. And we didn't make that grade, certain things was taken away from us, and we understood that that was the standard. So where there's no standard, you're going to find all of this looseness and free wheeling out there, so your children have nothing to really fall back on.
The teacher is consistent too. Like, once you tell your children, okay, well, if you don't get this, this is going to happen, it has to happen if you tell them. Because if you tell them that, if you make bad grades, or if you clown in school, when you come home, it's no TV. It's straight to homework. But if they get that bad grade and they come home and you don't do it, that's why most kids are like, oh, I'm not going to do that because my mom ain't going to do nothing no way. But they know that at school,
and that's what they tell you know,
see, you have to be consistent and follow through. Plus, you also have to do what you tell your children to do. You can't tell your kids to be respectful and to be good, but they seeing mom at home doing the total opposite of what you're teaching. You have to be consistent in your teaching and in your life, too.
The components of the curriculum of the home are within the reach of nearly every family, although some families may require more discipline and effort than others, depending on the situation. In a single-parent home, one parent must assume the responsibilities otherwise shared by two. In a large family, the parents must spread their attention across all of the children. In poor families, parents must be assured that their children will first receive food, clothing, and shelter. In families where language of school is not the language of home, parents may still affirm that words matter, stories convey meaning, and books open doors to all worlds. By grounding you in the research and importance of the curriculum of the home, we've provided the context for the remainder of this course. We'll see you in Module 2, Shared Leadership and Goals and Roles.